Alright, hey, this is Hans. It's time for the Ramen Raiders Top 10 Instant Noodles of All Time, 2018 edition. Alright, so I've tried quite a few really tasty noodles this year and took that into account with last year's list. Got a new list for you and I hope you enjoy it. Let's take a look. Alright, so at number 10 on the list, we have Gookmul with their Night of Ribs instant noodle from South Korea. This one is just kind of weird. Last year they had one with a packaging that had a guy holding a lobster, and honestly I didn't think it was all that great. This one I really haven't heard a lot of people talking about, and I absolutely love it. It's a dry noodle, kind of a stir noodle, so there's no broth. You have this sauce that has pork and it's sweet. It's kind of like pulled pork noodles, and it's very different from what I've had before. It doesn't really fall into a category that I've tried before, and I really like it. And this one's from South Korea. I'd like to say this is one of the first times I've ever had an instant noodle from South Korea that has a retort pouch with meat in it, so that's pretty cool. At number 9, we have Nissin Demae Ramen Straight Noodle Spicy Tonkotsu from Hong Kong. Now, this noodle, like last year, it has the straight noodle. You get 2 portions in the package, which is pretty sweet. The broth this time has this beautiful orange hue to it, and a little bit of creaminess, and a little bit of spiciness. It's not like, when it says spicy here, it's not like your head is gonna explode. No. It's got a little hit to it, and it's really nice, and it's a very respectable spiciness. All said and done, this is very tasty and very good. Nothing like a good tonkotsu. Number 8 on the list, we have TTL with their Carbonara white wine sauce noodle from Taiwan. You got noodles, you cook them, you drain them, and you make a broth that you can sip, and then you take the noodles and you add the big huge retort pouch that has a white sauce with wine in it and bacon, and it's super good. They're some of the tastiest things I've ever had. It's kind of odd to have a white wine Carbonara instant noodle, especially from Taiwan. I mean, what? But TTL stands for Taiwan Tobacco and Liquor, so that kind of makes sense. Number 7 on the list, a more traditional variety. We have Mom's Dry Noodle Dan Dan Noodle from Taiwan. It's got these noodles that are sun-dried. They have a really premium chew to them, and then there's like these little layers of flavor. And it goes from spicy, there's kind of like a garlicky, oniony. There's also like Szechuan pepper, a granular mix with some different herbs and spices in there. This one really surprised me, and it really is quite amazingly good. Number 6 on the list, we have Red Chef Green Tom Yum from Malaysia. Yeah, green Tom Yum. I've heard of red Tom Yum, I've heard of creamy Tom Yum, but I've never heard of green Tom Yum. I've heard of red curry, but I've also heard of green curry, and honestly, the spice in this one, the pepperiness, reminds me a lot of what I've tasted in green curry. It's Tom Yum, so you've got that lemongrass hit, you've got a lot of stuff going on. The noodles plump up really nice, and the broth is very thick too. So this is a very robust noodle, definitely worth getting your hands on if you can find it. Alright, at number 5, and on this list for the 3rd year in a row, we've got Prima Taste with their Singapore Wholegrain Curry Ramen. This one has a very hearty noodle. The broth comes from a huge paste sachet and a huge coconut milk powder sachet. And what you end up with is a very robust, tasty, rich, creamy curry that just doesn't want to stop. Definitely one that you need to pick up, and it's just about everywhere. And at number 4, another one that's been on the list a few times is CarJEN with their Nyonya Curry Laksa. This one's from Malaysia. Again, you've got a curry that has a very nice balance of coconut milk powder and special sauce that's like this sweet shrimp and prawn flavors, and all these things going together that just gives it a nice, rich, robust hit. And the noodles, they work so well with this stuff. It's like they're made for this perfectly. I absolutely love this stuff and definitely recommend it. Alright, and at number 3 we have MyKuali and their Penang White Curry Noodle 2018 recipe. They sent me a sample of this stuff recently, and I was like, okay, you know, they'd gone through a few different recipe changes, and this one had been number 1 on the top 10 list at one point, and it just kind of slowly went down and down until it was finally off the list last year. Well, they've got a new chef, they did something, because it is super good, and I absolutely love it. It reminds me of the way it used to be. It's creamy, it's thick, super curry, got a nice spicy hit, wonderful plump noodles. Definitely one to check out from Malaysia. All right, and the newcomers striking again at number 2, we have Red Chef with their spicy Sakura prawn noodles. These things bring prawn flavor to another echelon. They're sweet, tasty, and they mean it. I mean, these are strong, spicy, prawn flavored noodle. And what I like the most about it is the fact that it comes with these wonderful fried onions that just round out the whole thing just right. And at number 1, we have Prima Taste with their Singapore Wholegrain Laksa Mian. This one still just manages to wow me every time I have it. I've had it about 3 times this year, and it's so good. The broth just has this wonderful, authentic taste to it. The noodles just have the best chew. All in all, it's just an onslaught of strong Southeast Asian flavors, and I love it. So definitely one to give a try too. All right, well that's the list. If you're watching this on the website, make sure to go to YouTube and type in the Ramen Raider. You can check out the channel, subscribe, get the notifications bell, and you can get notifications when I come out with videos, which is extremely often because companies love to send me noodles. All my unboxings now are unboxing time with the Ramen Raider. That means I do a video opening up the box with you. I don't look in the box before I open the box, so it's kind of fun. Another one that I do is the Spicy Noodle Mukbang series, where I devour a bowl of spicy instant noodles on camera. Lately, my son Miles has been joining me, and that's pretty cool. That's been funny and fun. I should also mention, I've partnered up with a company called Gourmet Ramen Club, and through them, you can get a top 10 spicy box. Now, this isn't the entire top 10 spicy list, I should make that clear. These are picks from the current list and from lists prior. So you get a really nice, well-balanced, well-rounded variety. You'll get 9 of them. And amazingly enough, it's 25 bucks. So that's pretty dang cheap. All right, well, hey, this has been a great year, and thank you all for reading, commenting. I really appreciate all of you. So thank you very much. This is a lot of fun, and it's a lot more fun because of you. So thanks. This has been Hans the Ramen Raider, wishing you enjoyment of your noodles every day. Have a good one. Bye.